Hey everybody, this is Kenny Cummins here from Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C, and I'm so excited to be joined with my guest at this time, one of the well-known cosplayers here in the U.S. And I had the pleasure of meeting her 2 years in a row, actually, at the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention. It was a great time. She goes by the name of Ani-Mia. She's with me right now. Hello there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing real good. How are you?
I'm great.
Thank you so very much for your time. I know you are an extremely busy lady, but I do appreciate your time.
No problem. Glad to be here.
So we'll get to your cosplay work in a matter of moments, but let's recap this convention, Lexington Comic and Toy Convention, a couple of weeks back. How did you feel about the convention overall?
I think this is that was my third year at Lexington. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger every year. They keep getting better guests, and the convention hall keeps getting bigger. The number of artists they get, gets bigger. I think they're going to have to actually open up like another area again next year. So,
I'm sure Lexington can work that out. Considering that it started off as a 2 day convention on its first year, and then it turned into a 3 day convention, and it got so big that now that there's 2, 3 floors of the convention.
yeah.
So that's how big it has been.
I've
Um,
actually never been to the second floor of the convention.
I was there. I mean, Lexington, they can work it out. They can make things happen. So
Yeah, I just always get so busy because there's so many people, and I want to talk to all the people and just meet everyone because everyone's so friendly there. So I end up spending so much time downstairs. I've actually just never had a chance to make it up there.
mm, I mean, that's what that convention would do to you, especially on Saturdays. Just jam packed and just you was right there with Kristen Hughley,
Hmm.
Yaya Han, and who else was there? Jessica and the jury.
Yep.
Um, what was it
Just
like hanging out with those ladies throughout the weekend?
Oh, I love them. So I actually have gone to conventions with them before, and I know them. They're all friends of mine. So it's kind of like whenever I go to cons, it's like a reunion. All of us girls, we all live in different states, and some of us different countries. So it's hard for us to actually get to see each other. So whenever we're at conventions, it's kind of like a reunion, and we're like, "Oh my God, I get to see you again! This is so exciting." So it was fun, except that I got sick like halfway through it, so I didn't get to like hang out with everyone as much.
Well, I hope you're feeling a lot better now. For sure. Uh, I seen you. I think the picture that we took last year, not this year, but last year, you had your April O'Neil outfit,
Hmm.
which I truly adore. I love April O'Neil. I love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I love the franchise and everything. Um, what are some of your favorite costumes that you like wearing when it comes to the conventions?
Oh God, that's hard. Because you end up loving like all of your costumes. I love my April one just because I'm a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, and it's super comfy actually to wear. Um, but God, my favorite one. My favorite would always happen to be Supergirl. Just because I get to be Kryptonian and I get to be invincible for a while, and it's kind of fun to be a superhero.
How did you got started into cosplay work? Was it anyone particular that inspired you, or was this something that you wanted to do all along?
I've always been into like geeky things and into anime and comics. And it wasn't until I was living in Texas and one of my coworkers told me about anime conventions, and I didn't know they existed. And so I went to one, and I saw cosplayers for the first time, and I was like, "Oh my God, they look like they're having so much fun. Oh, I want to go do that." And so I went and actually bought my first costume, and it was horrible. Like I looked like a hot mess. It was really bad. Like I didn't know how to use wigs. Like I have a picture on my little like board next to me, next to my bench. And I keep it here because it reminds me of like this is where I started from. And I'm like looking at it now and I'm like, oh my God, I was a hot mess in that picture. But I still had so much fun. And even then people were telling me that they liked my costume and it was really good. And it just kind of really inspired me to want to keep doing it. And so yeah, I started looking up different cosplayers. Like I found Vampy was one that I always have admired her. Um and I kind of looked up to her for a long time and um I just wanted to cosplay and have fun and be around my friends and hang out. So that's kind of where it started.
Well, what I like about what you said is that you have that first costume and you look back on it to see how far you've come, how far you have evolved, uh, got even more comfortable, things like that. Like I admire the cosplay culture when people like you and Jessica and Yaya and etc. and Kristen as well. You know, you got these imaginations and turning into real life, and it's so fascinating and how y'all been embraced and how y'all embrace your fans and stuff like that. That's what I love about going to conventions is that you get a chance to interact with people uh, and just talk to them, you know, and they talk back. You know,
I think that's
it's
just
so
how the
cool.
community is in general. I think in general the geek community is so friendly and inviting. Because I think we're all misfits. I think we're all that kind of person who was outcasted and for what we liked when we were growing up. And then you go to a convention and it's like, oh my God, these are my people. We all get each other, and you realize that deep down we're all the same person because we're all gigantic geeks and we love the same things.
It is so cool to be a geek, and more importantly, just being proud of being a geek. I mean, I guess with me, it took me some time to embrace the geekness inside me and just be okay being who I am. Just I wear glasses. I like video games. I like to read comics. You know, maybe that's not what everyone else want to do, but that's something I enjoy doing.
Hmm.
And I come to grips as of maybe 2 3 years ago that you know what, this is me. Like you love it or you don't.
Yep.
So and I enjoyed uh movies and music and all types of stuff. So it's just I like to be a variety kind of geek. So not just stick to one thing. So
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm a
yeah.
huge, like, I kind of dabble into everything. Like, I get into kicks. Like, I was really big into anime for a long time, and then I kind of slowed down and got back into comics. And then it's like back and forth. Like, I'm on an anime kick again, and so I've watched like three different series in the past like 2 weeks. So, yeah, I kind of dabble in everything.
That's awesome. So, as far as some of the other convention appearances you have coming up, why don't you let people know where they can see you next?
Oh yeah, definitely. So my next one, I actually have some time off, which is really cool. Because that normally doesn't happen. But I don't have a con until April, and then I'm going to Greater Philadelphia Comic Con. So I've never been to Philly, so that'll be really interesting. I'm excited for that one. And then in May, I'm going to Anime Fan Fest, which is in Jersey, Northern Fan Con, which is in Quebec, Canada, which is kind of cool. Tidewater Comic Con in Virginia, and then MegaCon in Florida, and that's all in 1 month. Um, And then I've got some international ones coming up this year that I can't say yet, but I'm going to two different places in Asia, which is going to be really cool. And then let's see, for the rest of the year, San Diego Comic Con with Aspen Comics, Boston Comic Con, Rose City, New York. I'm probably gonna go to Alamo City and Rocky Mountain Comic Con. That's a lot. I just realized.
Especially in the month of April.
Yeah, it's pretty much I'm doing 5 weeks straight, and I told myself I would never do that, and then I kept like I feel bad saying no. So I'm just like, okay, I'll go to the con, and then I look at my calendar later and I'm like, what did you do to yourself? But I'll survive somehow. I'll sleep on planes.
It's understandable, it comes with the territory. And
yeah, I mean, I love traveling. Don't get me wrong, I love it. It's so cool to get to visit new places, and I think the best thing of it is getting to meet like my fans that I wouldn't normally get a chance to meet because of where I live.
Well, considering you've been to Lexington the last couple of years, we definitely love to have you back for sure.
Well, I love my Lexington fans. I do.
So, to all the people, Lexington. I don't have much power. I don't have much say, whatever. I'm just a fan. So, but I'm sure people going to be listening to this anyway. And just keep in mind, we love this lady and we want her back every year if she is able. So, we might as well just pencil you in for next year pretty much. Unless something happens, we definitely love to have you come back. For many years to come, for sure. So, for people that wants to check out your prints, now, especially those who are unable to meet you in person, but wants to purchase your prints, where can people go to and scroll through them and buy them?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can find them at Ani-Mia.storeenvy.com.
And go ahead and also promote your social media links where people can learn more from your work.
Oh yeah, so you can find me on Facebook at Ani-Mia.cosplay, and then Instagram and Twitter, and I think Tumblr as well at Ani-Mia Official. And then I also have a YouTube channel which is under Ani-Mia Cosplay. Now so much social media.
Yes, absolutely. Now, there was no way I was going to go through this interview without talking about the picture that was taken. It was a photo op. It was myself, you, Kristen, Yaya, and Jessica. And what stood out, obviously, is that Jessica was hugging my leg. And ever since I posted that on social media, well, on Twitter, I've gotten over 300 likes. I've gotten
That's awesome.
I've gotten over 20 retweets, and that was the most liked tweet I've ever had since I've been on Twitter. But I thank you for just being a part of it.
Oh, of course. That was a fun picture. That was really fun to do. That was hilarious. And Jessica's a riot, dude.
I definitely know from experience now. And look, I will admit, as I look back at that picture, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm just standing there in the middle with four beautiful women.
We kind of blindsided you. We were like, Jess blindsided. She's like, where did you Princess Leia on you? And I was like, all right, let's do this.
I mean, I didn't even know what to do. I just wanted to be in the middle, and I guess what I wanted to do, then it is what it is. And I'm glad it turned out to be a good photo, even though I stood there, looked like I don't know what I was doing. I was just in awe. I was mesmerized. I'm guilty. I'll say it here. I was mesmerized.
I hope you enjoyed the picture.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I truly did. People just saying, "Oh, you lucky," you know. People said all types of funny stuff, and it's all good. So I just want to get that out the way. I just want to get that off my system. And but
Aw, thank you.
but thank you so much for your time being on the show. Truly appreciate it, and I look forward to learning more from you and checking out your amazing photos and your costumes and coming back to Lexington hopefully next year. But thank you so much for your time. Continued success. And again, thank you for joining me for this interview.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. And I may be doing. I think Lexington also has a show in Louisville, so I might be doing that one. So keep looking for that one. We'll see what happens.
I'll definitely keep an eye on that for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kenny Combs here with the lovely Ani-Mia. And check her out, folks, especially if you're into some cosplay work. She's definitely a phenomenal lady and a sweetheart. And stop by to her booth, say hello, buy some of her prints, and take some pictures. She loves pictures. Just thought I'd put that out there.
I do, and hugs. I love hugs. Don't forget.
Okay, hugs. Okay, hugs. Okay, gotcha.
There's hugs too.
Hugs. Yes, so for sure. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And yeah, I was a little flustered for a moment, but thank you everyone for tuning in. This is Kenny Commons alongside with Ani-Mia, and you all take care. Please check out the show Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C Saturdays 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern on tmvcafe.com, and we have some fun there. Thank you everyone for listening.